Hey guys, and welcome to the third battle report of the campaign. So you might have seen last two times that Skaven won twice, and the dwarfs are on the back foot slightly. So if you've seen the other videos, then you'll know that the whole campaign is based on the six battle plans that are in the General's Handbook for match play. So basically, the first player to win all six wins the campaign. So far, Skaven have won one and defended their other territory. So Skaven are up 1-0. This is the third battle. So the dwarfs or the Duardin are defending again, and the Skaven are attacking. You should have seen by now. I think I've put it before this little clip, but I've put the clips in of the actual videos of the armies. So you should see Liam's army and my army. But I will try and I didn't. The camera I took to the game ran out of battery, so I had to use my phone camera in the end. So I will put a few pictures up, but I do apologise for the quality because, as I say, it's a phone camera. It wasn't my proper Nikon camera, unfortunately. So the camera quality is not great, and I do apologise. But hopefully you'll get the gist of it, and you'll see what's going on. So we'll just go straight into it, okay?
Arch Warlock Engineer. He will have Crown of Command.
Okay.
I haven't decided on a command trait yet. Clank, the regular engineer. The Arch Warlock is Master Sparkfur. 2 units, the Fleabags, 2 20-man clan rat units.
Yeah.
Rattling gun.
Hate it.
Spray and pray. Poison with mortar, choke and gasp.
Hate that.
And warp fire thrower, scorch and singe.
Hate that as well.
Cool. Doom wheel, the mad ratter.
It needs to be broken.
And 3 dragon ogres, the adopted sons of Nasi, and they are pretty trash, but they synergize with people.
Cool. It's looking good. Looking very good. Okay. Do my army now then. Okay, now we have the dwarfs.
Oh, is that what? Oh, did you buy these online?
I did, but I need to paint them up.
Yeah.
So I've got a trio of characters. I've got the Warden King, an Unforged,
Naked dwarf.
a Rune Lord. I've got 2 units of 10 warriors, 1 unit with great weapons and 1 unit with hand weapons and shields. Organ gun, 10 iron breakers, 10 thunderers, some miners, and that's
Why wouldn't you show off the mines?
because heaven knows what miners look like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the paint job.
No, nothing whatsoever to do with the paint job. And in total, they come to 1,020 points. I didn't say how many points was yours.
Mine was 980, so I will be getting a triumph roll.
You will be getting a triumph roll. Do you want to roll that now?
Here we go.
Okay. So, as you're lower on points, you get to roll on a triumph. So, go for it.
5. Indomitable. You can re-roll all of the failed save rolls made for 1 unit in your army in 1 combat phase.
Nice.
Alright.
Okay, well, we'll get down to it. So there's the armies, and yeah, we'll go on to deployment. So as you can see with the terrain, it was fairly sparse. Citadel woods, ruins, some trees over in this corner, statues surrounded by some rocks. Again, fairly open just to make it interesting. The scenario we played was border war. So there's 4 objectives. You hold an objective and your opponent holds an objective. Your own objective is worth 1 point. Your opponent's is worth 4 points to you. So I hold this one, I get a point. If I capture the Skaven one, I get 4 points, and that's per turn. The 2 on the side, or in the centre, they're worth 2 points. Obviously, the quicker you can capture them, the more points you'd rack up. So I couldn't play my normal way in this game. I had to be very attacking with the Duardin. So it was a bit out of my comfort zone, because obviously I'm usually a kind of a stand back and shoot kind of guy, and I use the shield wall a lot, so I didn't get to do that much this game. But hopefully you should see that it was a good battle, and yeah, the result was justified. So we'll go on to the deployment. So Liam won the roll-off and decided to deploy in the southern edge, and which gave me the top edge, and he decided to go first. I think we had the same number of deployables, so I think this gave him the advantage of having choosing the first turn or not. So as you can see, he decided to put the Sons of Nasi, the Dragon Ogres, down on that bottom right flank. I counted this because I wanted to get that middle one, so I put the Iron Breakers up there in the centre. He then put the Mad Ratter out on the right, which which was good. I was pleased about that, because I didn't want the Mad Ratter there in the centre, because that thing, you know, it terrifies me, and I only had a couple of units that could really deal with it. So I decided then to put my miners underground, so they'd be deploying off the table. My premise was that they could either go for that back objective or one of the two side objectives, depending on what happened. So I think actually during the game Liam forgot I had the miners, and he moved as if completely forgetting that I had the miners, but you'll see later on. So after I deployed the miners in reserve, he put the Poison Wind Mortar down just by the middle objective on his side. I then put the Rune Lord down just to give the Iron Breakers some buffs. He put 20 flea bags down in the centre there, between the Mad Ratter and Choke and Gasp. I put the Great Weapon Warriors down on that right hand flank to try and try and get to that middle objective there and stop the Sons of Nasi claiming it. He put another 20 flea bags down in the centre. And then I put my Unforged, which I hadn't used yet in any of the video campaigns. I have used him before, and I think he's pretty good, but Liam knows how to deal with him, and it was about being wary about where he's going to put his shooting stuff to kind of pick him off the table, so I had to be wary. So I put him behind cover on that left flank. His role for me was dealing with the Doom Wheel, because anything else kind of just ties it down and just gets killed. So I wanted him to get up there, get the benefits of fighting against Chaos, and just destroy the Mad Ratter. Liam then put his Engineer or Warlock down next to the Mad Ratter. I backed up Brock with some Iron Thunderers. He then put his Rattling Gun over on the right near the Sons of Nasi. And then I put the other warriors next to the Great Weapon Warriors, just to kind of try and shore up that side against all that stuff that's over on the right there. He then put down his general, which is Master Sparkfire, the Arch Warlock, which is a nasty model. I bought Liam this for his birthday. I'm regretting it ever since. I then put down the Organ Gun on the right just to try and cover. I put him down because he had line of sight to Master Sparkfire, so I thought if I put him there, he'll get to shoot him, and that was the aim. And he could also cover this right hand objective, and also this objective is necessary, and protect the units as they move forwards. That was the plan. And then we had Scorch and Singe go down in the middle, the Warpfire Furrow. My general went behind the two units of warriors. And then that was it. We go into the first turn. So his Arch Warlock has this ability, or I think it was something he gave it. I can't remember which way around it was, but essentially it gives him. He can do two things in the hero phase. So as you can see here, the two warlocks. The Engineer and the Arch Warlock have given the Fleabag's Inspiring Presence. And then the Arch Warlock gave the Sons of Nasi Mystic Shield, just to protect them a bit. You can hear the paper in the background. That's my notes of what happened. That's how I have to do it, because otherwise I'll forget. So yeah, he gave Arcane Shield or Mystic Shield on the Dragon Ogres, and yeah, then he went into his movement phase. So the Fleabags move up to the centre, and the Sons of Nasi went up to the right to try and claim that other side objective. So by the end of the term, Liam was already going to get 5 points, no matter what happened here. So he was off to a really strong start, having that first turn. Fleabags go up in support of the Sons of Nasi and the other Fleabags. And the Madrata on the left-hand flank there, just to scare my Duardin units on the left. Scorch and Singe, and there, Scorch and Singe moved up as well. And Choking Gasp just kind of moved up just to kind of secure that middle objective. And as you can see, the other units just move out and just in their movement, so they can get into either support of the other units or get out of shots of the Duardin Thunderers or the Organ Gun. So then once he's done all his moving, Liam opened fire. He had a bit of bad luck in this game, as you'll see with the Poison Wind Mortar. So the first shot with the Poison Wind Mortar, he tried to boost the range, but he suffered 4 wounds. Sorry, he suffered 1 wound, as well as missing with the boosted range. So it wasn't a great start for Liam, unfortunately. But then he opened up with his Rattling Gun on the Great Weapon Warriors and killed 4 of them. So that was a bit better. The Doom Whale shot at the Unforged, as I thought he might, and he did a fair bit of damage there. He did 4 wounds on the Unforged, so only kind of left 1 on the Unforged. So it was looking very bad for the old Brock Larson there, even in the first turn. And then following that, because he had the first turn, obviously I didn't get Inspiring Presence or anything like that off. I lost 2 to Battle Shock. So yeah, already the Great Weapon Warriors were down to 4. So yeah, after that turn, the Skaven already had 5 points. What I must point out as well, though, is we also had a limited time. I mean, I got to Liam's fairly early, but the traffic getting to Liam's was quite bad, and it meant that I had to leave a bit earlier. So we didn't actually have that long to play the game, but we did manage to get it finished. Essentially, we knew what would happen by the time we'd ended it. So you'll see in the long run. So then we get on to my first turn, and the Rune Lord gives the Hand Weapon Warriors -1 to rend, and Snorri put Ancestral Grudge on the Fleabags, which meant I get a +1 to wound in the combat phase. Then I did my movements. So Brock moved up. He didn't run because I wanted to make sure I was trying to get the charge off. Snorri's Guard moved to the other side of the objective just to try and claim it, and the other units moved forward as well. So like I said, I had to play a little different to what I normally play in this situation. So I'm usually a kind of a stand back kind of thing, but when you have objectives in most scenarios, the Duardin kind of fail a little bit, I believe, because they have to move around. They can't shield wall, and if you have to charge, then it's kind of a bit of a negative effect. But it's still good fun to play with Duardin. I love Duardin. I love the shooting and everything like that. So it's definitely my kind of game. So going into the shooting phase, and the Ironhold Sharpshooters shoot at the Mad Ratter, causing 4 wounds, which was way above average for them, and I was really pleased with that. And the Organ Gun opened fire on the Sons of Nasi, causing 3 wounds. And then Brock Larson went mental and charged at the Mad Ratter. He got a massive charge roll off here, so we went all the way around the side there to try and threaten that engineer as well. So we went around there, and he got the charging on the Mad Ratter. And then the Greenbite Guard also managed to charge into the Sons of Nasi. And then Snorri failed to charge, so he just stood there looking Duardin-like, And then Grundy's Gamblers rolled large for their charge as well, so they got in between the Sons of Nasi and the Fleabags. What I was trying to do here was kind of negate the number of Fleabags that could kind of hit me back. So I was just trying to get as few of them in contact with me as possible, and also get a number of models onto that objective to try and claim it at the end of my turn. So in the combat phase, because I gave Brock Larson the Quicksilver potion, he goes first automatically before the player's turn, which it is. So as it was my turn, Brock Larson got to attack, and then I could still choose another unit after that, so it kind of skipped Liam's go a little bit, which was handy. So I popped the Quicksilver, and then Brock Larson went to town on the Doom Wheel, causing 6 wounds, which was basically what he was there for. I was glad he did it, and even if he died after that, I was more than happy that he killed the Doom Wheel. And then Grundy's Gamblers, they attacked the Dragon Ogres and the Clan Rats. They didn't kill any of the Dragon Ogres, didn't cause any wounds on the Dragon Ogres, but they did kill one Clan Rat on that left-hand side, on the right-hand side, sorry. And then the Dragon Ogres attacked back. So as you can see, they killed 3 of the Greenbite Guard, leaving 1, and they killed 3 of Grundy's Gamblers. What that meant, though, is that after that phase, Liam had more models within 8 inches. I forgot to move these over in this animation, but Liam's Fleabags here, they moved over to the right and surrounded these a little bit more, so that they were within 8 inches, which meant he had more models to claim that objective, so I couldn't claim it. So after that, the Great Weapons went to attack, and they didn't do any attack. And then Liam was very brave here. Clank was in 3 inches of Brock Larson, so he knew he only needed a wound, and he told me that if it was more than 1 wound, he wouldn't have done this, but he wanted to try it. So he got the Warlock to pile in on the Unforged to try and get that last wound off him and kill him, essentially. So he attacked, but he failed to wound him, which was expected because he only gets 1 attack, but he whiffed. And then the Clan Rats on the right hand side, they killed 1 more of Grundy's Gamblers. And Battle Shock, I didn't lose any, so I was fairly happy with that. Went into the next turn. So after that turn, I only claimed the 1 objective in my half. I failed to get that one on the right there where the Sons of Nasi are. And what I should have done looking back is I should have brought the miners on early and put them down here to try and threaten this middle objective and give him something to think about. I didn't want to get too close to Master Sparkfur because he has this ability where he can put D3 mortal wounds on units within 18 inches, but he hadn't popped it yet, so I was a bit worried about that. So I won the roll for turn 2, and I went first. So I put Ancestral Grudge on the Dragon Ogres, and I tried to get the Rune Lord to give the Ironbreakers -1 rend, but I failed that, unfortunately. And then I brought the miners on in turn 2 at the back there, to try and threaten that back objective. I should have brought them on a turn earlier, but they came on this turn instead. And then in the movement phase, the Ironbreakers move up, because you can still claim the objective, you can move away from it until you hold that until there's more enemy models in there. So I still held that at the end of the turn, so that was why I moved forward there. And the Ironbreakers moved, the Ironhold Sharpshooters even moved forward as well. And Auric moved up just to keep the buff range on Snorri's Guard. Thank you to I can't remember the guy's name who pointed out last game that I was playing the Rune Lord wrong. I was giving Bessie's boys -1 to rend, but obviously he's Ironweld Arsenal, so I couldn't actually do that. So I do apologise. I have remembered that this game, and thank you to the guy who pointed that out. I will remember in the future. And like I say, I'm always happy to receive the comments, and I'm more than happy to admit I'm wrong. So thank you for pointing it out. And if you do see anything I do wrong, then please point it out, because it probably means that Liam wins by by me doing something wrong. So I'd gladly hear what I'm doing wrong and correct that. So yes, and then in the shooting phase, the Thunderers opened up on Clank and caused 2 wounds. And over on the right hand side, the organ gun opened 3 barrels at the ogres. They had 11 shots and caused 5 wounds, which meant that one of the sons of Nasi were killed because they only had 2 wounds left, and 3 wounds moved on to the next one. And then in the charge phase, the Ironbreakers failed to get into the flea bags there. I wanted to get them over towards this objective to try and get the number of bodies in, and then my intention was to try and get the Thunderers also to charge over here, just to try and claim that objective. So the Ironbreakers failed, and then the Thunderers failed as well. So it wasn't going well for me at this point. As you can see, I was kind of decimated on the right, and the left, my charges were failing. So I wasn't in a great position at this stage. But then Snorri did manage to charge into the Dragon Ogres in a bit, but also the Miners failed to charge. Although looking back, I don't think the Miners can actually come on and charge in the same turn, so that was a mistake anyway, so it was good that that failed. And then, as I said, Snorri charged the Dragon Ogres over on the right there. Okay, and and also the Miners, they tried to shoot with their steam harpoon on Shanks's pony, but that missed. So that didn't go so well. So in the combat phase, as it was my choice, I let Brock go first just in case, and well, it was obvious really, wasn't it? He killed Clank straight out. And then the Dragon Ogres went and they killed the last great weapon and one of the hand weapon warriors. The hand weapons failed to cause any wounds on either the Dragon Ogres or the Fleabags next to them, so they did really well there. And then the Fleabags, they killed 4 of the hand weapon warriors, so that just left the 1 there. Then the Warden King, he caused 4 wounds on the Dragon Ogres, but Liam rolled really well here and he saved them all, so it had no effect whatsoever. And then in the battle shot phase, I lost the last hand weapon warriors to battle shock, and Liam also I lost one of the Dragon Ogres to battle shock due to one of them being shot off the table, so that was quite good. So at the end of that turn, I hadn't managed to get over here and claim this objective like I'd wanted to. I still held this one, and I pretty much lost this right hand flank over here. So I still only got 1 point this turn, so that brought me up to 2 points to the Skaven's 5. So, in the Skaven turn 2, the Arch Warlock, he put Inspiring Presence on the Clan Rats. And then he fails to cast Mystic Shield. But he does cast Arcane Bolt on the Ironbreakers in the centre, and he killed 2 of them. And then the Fleabags moved around just to kind of organise to get ready to charge Snorri. So they moved there on the right. Scorch and Singe moved up to try and get into range of Snorri's guard. The Fleabags, seeing the Unforged rip through a Doom Wheel and an Engineer, moved over to the right there and decided to push one of the Skaven out to try and kill him. See who would go and kill him first. So it's like, that was quite fun over on the left-hand flank for me. Liam was quite scared of the Unforged at that stage. Spray and Pray moved over towards the centre just to try and help support Choke and Gasp against the Miners. And then, what did the Arch Warlock do? He shot. He's pissed. He has a pistol, so he shot at Snorri and he caused 2 wounds on Snorri. Scorch and Singe shot. I can't talk today. Scorch and Singe shot at Snorri's guard and killed 2 more. Choke and Gas failed to hit, and again in his second turn, so Liam wasn't very pleased with his Poison Wind Mortar. And Spray and Pray, Spray and Pray got 16 shots on the miners at this stage. 16 shots. I'll show you the dice rolls. He failed to wound once, so that went well. It was I was pleased at that point. I did find that quite funny. I shouldn't laugh at opponent's misfortune, but I've had that much misfortune recently. I thought, why not? Over on the left, also another funny thing happened with the clan rats being within. They were 3 inches away from Brock Larson, so pretty much guaranteed. But Liam rolled 2 1s for his charge, so that didn't go well. And then over on the right hand side there, the Fleabags charged into Snorri Whitebeard. And then Master Sparkfur followed up with a high roll and charged into Snorri as well. So in the combat phase, the Arch Warlock didn't cause any wounds on Snorri. And Snorri did 1 wound in return on the Arch Warlock. And then the Dragon Ogre did 1 wound on Snorri. The Clan Rats didn't cause any wounds. And that was kind of the end of Liam's turn at that point. So Liam still held the 1 down here, that just gave him 1 extra point. This one here for 2 and this one here for 2, so he got an additional 5. So he was up to 10 points and I was still on 2 points. So I'm really good at Age of Sigmar. Really good. And then in the Battle Shock phase, I lost 1 more of Snorri's Guard to Battle Shock, obviously, because it's the Battle Shock phase. Then we went into Skaven turn 3, so Liam got the double. And the Arch Warlock failed to cast Warp Storm, which I was pleased about, because I think that's the one that gives every unit within 18 inches D3 mortal wounds, so I was quite pleased by that. But he did cast Arcane Bolt, and he killed one of the Organ Gun's crew. He also cast Inspiring Presence on the clan rats around him. And then in the movement phase, the Warpfire Thrower got a little bit closer to Snorri's Guard. Spray and Pray got a bit closer to the miners. And then in the shooting phase, the Warpfire Thrower just absolutely tore through the Ironbreakers and killed them all, which was nice. The Rattling Gun boosted, I can't remember how it works, but I think it boosted its range or something similar, and it boosted in its number of shots, that was it, and it caused 1 wound to itself in the process, but it did hit the miners 14 times and caused 4 wounds, which basically killed the mining cart. Which was good for Liam. Poison Wind Mortar missed again in its 3rd turn running. Although it's still claiming that objective, so it's still, it's not pointless. It's claiming an objective. So as long as the unit's doing something, I always think that's fairly good. And then in the charge phase, the Clan Rats finally got in to charge Brock Larson there on the left. And then in the combat phase, the Arch Warlock finally killed the Warden King, and the Unforged killed 2 Clan Rats, which wasn't great for the Unforged. I was expecting them to kill 4 or 5 and cause a lot of battle shock, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. And then in return, they finally got that 1 wound and killed poor Brock Larson. So yes, I'll have to build a statue to him or something, because he was really good this game, killing the Doom Wheel, killing the Engineer, killing a couple of Clan Rats. He well made his points back at least twice over, so I was more than happy with his performance this game. And Liam raved about him as well, saying he was awesome this game. So that was basically the end of the turn, and that meant the Skaven got 15 points and I was still on 2 points. And then, as I said, we were kind of a bit stuck for time. So at this point, we kind of we called it a day there, because I don't think there was anything I could do. Over on the right, there was nothing left. There was Bessie's boys, and there was Alric. But I think what Liam would have done, he would have brought his. I mean, it would have been my turn next, so I'd have got another point here. I probably could have shot some off here, but they had an inspiring presence, so there wouldn't have been anything lost to battle shock. I might have caused a few wounds on Master Sparkfire, but I doubt I'd have killed him with the organ gun if I'd have shot at him. Over here, the Ironbreakers, I think I'd have moved up, I'd have shot a few, and then I might have charged, but I don't think I could get enough in there to claim it. So at this point, and obviously there's a miner as well, so I might have got 4 points here when I've charged there and got in. But I thought at this point there's probably not much point, because the maximum I could have got this turn was probably, I think, 5 points. So that would have brought me up to 7, and Liam would have still been on 15. And it wouldn't have been long before they'd have claimed this one up here by killing Alaric with Scorch and Singe, and just claiming that for 4 points. Probably killing Bessie's boys with one of these many units over here, so that would have just left me with the miners and the Thunderers. So we decided to call it a day there on turn 3. So the Skaven won yet again. I do apologise. At some point I might win a game. You never know. But it was very enjoyable. I really loved the way the Enforged managed to kind of clean through that left hand flank, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. I'm sorry it was a bit of a short battle report, but like I said, I was pressed for time, and we knew it kind of the result by the end of turn 3, so we weren't too concerned about ending it there. Liam is coming over this weekend on Saturday, so we're planning to have a couple of games then, hopefully. So next week you should see another battle report, and then the week after the second one will follow. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed, and again, if you have any comments on what I've done wrong, or maybe some tactical advice, I'd love to hear it. Don't give Liam any tactical advice. He doesn't need it, I do. So if you have any tactical advice for me, I'm all ears. However, any tactical advice for Liam, I'm going to delete the comments. I'm just saying that now, because it's my video channel and I can, and he doesn't need any help. But I hope you've enjoyed it, and until next time, cheers.